everybody, welcome back to part 8 of my shed greenhouse series. And when we last met, the entire shed was complete, and now it is time to turn my attention to the greenhouse. And the greenhouse is phase 2, and then the pergola will be phase 3. But it's time to talk about the framing of the greenhouse. So if I strip away the skin, this is what the greenhouse framing looks like. It really isn't that complicated, but what I do really recommend is that you get the materials that you're going to use before you even start this process. Even if you buy my plans are based on the materials that I used, and you may not be able to get the same thing. So, for example, I used a polycarbonate roof, and I bought specific windows that I could get. Now, I modeled my design after this one that I had seen at a dealer somewhere around Poughkeepsie, New York. And we liked the style. We really liked the look. Trouble was, it wasn't facing in the right direction. And the other thing is that it was nearly $15,000, and this was well over a year ago. So it would absolutely be more than $15,000 by now. So that's where we got the 3-window inspiration and putting the pergola on it. Since my ground was relatively flat, I built the base using 3 pressure-treated 4x4s as skids placed right on the ground. After leveling the skids, I used 2x4 pressure-treated joists, crowned up, and installed on 12-inch centers. There's no need for joist hangers here because each joist rests on all 3 skids. Now I really suck at nailing, so I'm using a pneumatic framing nailer with 3¼ inch galvanized ring shank nails. After attaching the frame of all the joists together, I nailed them all down to the skids underneath so everything would be nice and solid for the flooring, which came next. I used 5/4 by 6 pressure-treated decking for the greenhouse floor. I considered a composite decking material, but I couldn't justify the cost. I attached each board with 2 2-inch galvanized ring shank nails into each joist. Thank goodness for that nail gun. I didn't use any spacers between the boards because I know pressure-treated lumber shrinks after it's installed. The last board needed to be ripped down to about 2½ inches wide to complete the base. To trim all the ends, I set the depth of the saw and then snapped a line even with the edge of the frame. It's okay if they're a little short, but you definitely don't want them sticking out over the edge or it'll mess up your walls. Next, I turned my attention to the rafters. Yeah, I know, I don't even have walls yet, but I like to think ahead to make sure everything is working out to match the plan. I mocked up 2 rafters on the deck to confirm the lengths. I originally planned to build each rafter pair as trusses without a ridgepole, but you'll see why I changed this design later. After staining the deck boards, I laid out my windows to confirm the spacing of the studs, because the next step was to build the walls. I used a spacer to make sure that the studs were installed with enough room for the windows. I didn't want anything to be too tight when I go to install them later. My son-in-law Josh came to help me stand the walls. I installed a top plate to hold the 2 walls in place at the shed. And then I added a double plate on each side as well for strength. And here you can see the framing is done. At least, I shouldn't say done. It's far from done, but good progress. First we did the base, and the base was also stained to protect it and also make it a nice color rather than the, kind of yellowish pressure treated lumber. And we're actually going to use the same stain on the rafters. At least we think we are. That's the plan. And the rest of it's going to be painted white. Here you can see the space. It is 8 foot by 8 foot. And we're going to have 2 windows here, 3 here, and 4 in the back. So lots of windows. And I didn't put the cross pieces in yet because we're working on what height we want the windows to be. So we'd like them as high as possible. And I do have to leave room for the pergola, so I'm trying to figure that out. So once we know that, we know where the top of the windows can go, then I'll put the cross pieces in, and then we'll put the sheathing on too. But next step is the roof. And you can see I have my rafters they're all cut, and I just have it mocked up there. And right now, believe it or not, the greenhouse is not attached to the shed in any way. It is freestanding. Now I am going to attach it on the sides just to hold it in, and probably at the top too. But, that way it could be easily separated and moved if necessary. All right, that'll do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey there, if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be the first to know when new videos are posted. Look for HandyDadTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit the website HandyDadTV for more great ideas and information.